time. Okay, so let's talk about fan very quickly. First of all, two things to realize. Fan and fan position are two different things, okay? Fan is actually a figure, a series of steps. Built off, there's 6 steps, and it's built off a basic, 2, 3, there's your basic, and then you guide the lady into fan. So we'll talk about the lead, and we'll talk about timing in a moment. Fan position, however, is something you must drill into your brain. You need to know what fan position means. So we have closed hold, all right? You have open when you're facing your partner, the leg could be forward, back, whatever, but you're facing and away from each other, open position, all right? We have promenades and counter promenade positions. But really the main thing to know is that open, closed, and fan are like the 3 primary, really fundamental movements in rumba and cha-cha, or positions we need to be in between the two of us. So the lady has her feet in one straight line, right hand out, left hand out to the side, right? That's the basic movement of fan, okay? That's the position we're trying to get into from this figure. This is the whole purpose of the figure called fan. We're ending in fan position. This is like how you bridge the gap from novice, pre-novice into beginner, advanced beginner, and above expert work. So, gentlemen, that means for you that when you're on your right foot, your body, you turn it slightly towards your lady, your left hand is out, your right hand is out in front of you. So you're not exactly facing her, but you're also not away from her, okay? So that's very important to note, is that there's a beauty in the position of the feet. Let's go, oh, look at this, I'm just gonna like keep playing, I love this tech. It's gonna be playing with my foot cam, right? So that means that in terms of positions of the feet, gentlemen, you wanna make sure that your feet are turned out, of course, all right? And then you've got your weight on that leg, but you also have your upper body, you know, in a position where you can be with her and you can create a lead. So this is important, that you're not square, right? You're not flat, like a pancake, all right? And ladies, of course, when you're up in the fan position, a big mistake I see often is that the feet are open, like this. Or if I get a better angle, probably there. Right, so like that. That's not good. See how my legs are apart? I always want to make sure that there's a straight line. So if you can see the shift, right, there. So ladies, you're always in that position, shaping the legs. It's a nice angle there. So sometimes you don't get very good angles when you're filming yourself, right? But that's the idea. And then when you bring your feet in, you just literally bring them straight, okay? If you're a bit more advanced, you will shape it with a bit of a ronde action and then move into hockey stick or alemana as an example, okay? So that's the fundamentals of the idea of fan. It is getting you into fan position to be able to access a whole bunch of cool stuff, right? Really great figures. Fundamentally, if you can't do fan, you really are missing out on a huge amount of beautiful dance movements. Plus, you really can't dance that much, right? So we want you to dance the most you can. Second thing is timing, right? So let's look at timing. We know that counts in rumba 2, 3, 4, 1. Cool. Here is what I want you to think about. Beat value. How much time should you spend on a specific count? So if we look at, for example, our basic rumba structure of 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? How much time do you actually spend? Well, that's what beat value helps you to determine. So I want to go like this. 1 beat, 2 beats. 1 beat, then 2 beats. That's going to help you freaking tremendously, okay? So if I'm doing the lady steps, you know, 1 beat, 2 beats, 1 beat, 2 beats. Now, again, why does that matter? Because what is rumba all about? What's it about? Write it down. Tell me in the chat window. What is the whole idea, the character, the feel? It starts with C. Cuban action, right? We want to have that nice flowing continuation of the weight transferring hip to hip, or not hip to hip, foot to foot, I should say. Again, long night, please forgive me. So I want to make sure I can shift my weight foot to foot, yeah? And so we do that through a lateral motion and of course like a figure of 8, right? That's one of the most important things. Hey, sir, another Trinidad Tobago. You guys are awesome. What's up? Welcome, welcome. You guys are crushing it. So, all right, we've got that nice rocking hip to hip. It's a beautiful action, okay? And you know, you just want to make it very comfortable and relaxed. Now, when you're doing that motion, that is really on count 4, 1 when we're doing a basic movement. So 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. Or in other words, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats. So you're using all that time to go across. It's very important to know that. So if I'm moving in a basic movement in rumba, I want to be going 2, 3, 4, 1, or 1 beat, 2 beats, okay? 1 beat, 2 beat. Barbados, hey, this is awesome. I'm getting like all the tropical. What up, tropical world? I want to be where you are. I'm in a freezing part of the world in Australia. It's winter. There's snow on the mountains over there. I'm not tanned. It's the filter. Okay, so we've got our beat value. Remember how much time you spend on a specific count. So in rumba, to improve it, if you understand those 2 beats in the middle, you are going to dance very, very well, okay? Because a lot of people forget that. And what they do is they end up creating a staccato rhythm by accident because they end up going 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, which is fine because you end up being very strong, but you're lacking the actual like action in the body. And you'll see in our demos, they're not overdone, right? We're not trying to dance like competition dancers, right? I'm dancing with one of my students. She's a wonderful dancer, a teacher to be. She's studying her teaching exams at the moment, and she's just entered gold medals. So she's a wonderful level for where she's at and how much time and what she's done so far in her years of dancing. We're not trying to dance like competition dancers. We just want to dance comfortably, okay? Because that's the most important thing, is create a nice rhythm, a nice feel for the dance, and then for us to crush our souls through training and to push more, right? So that's the whole point. Now, we had our our timing, and then of course the, what was the first thing? Beat value. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is lead. So gentlemen, give me your left hand. What's up? Boom, right? Left hand. What happens when you go from closed to fan is that your hand is going basically in this closed position. It's staying there 2, then 3, then 4. Now, as you come down and you go back on the right foot, this is the 4th step, your hand comes down. This is very important because it comes down to waist level, and that's where you actually use your body weight to transfer and put the lady into fan. That's the key, because the hand itself will be very still, but it must come down. And if you do it at the wrong time, so 2, 3, 4, 1, and I keep it up here, and then decide to put it down, boom, you won't have a partner for long, okay? You must make sure the hand comes down. Okay, ladies, that also means then you reciprocate. So your right hand is up, you'll be going back 2, 3, now 4, 1. You must bring it down so that way when you go forward, boom, you've got something to almost push off, all right, when you go backwards. So you have to have that hand come down gently at the waist level. So this is the other tip about leading, is that the hand itself, whether you're in open position, okay, or you're in fan position, like that, this hand, unless you're dancing with a giraffe, is not up at the head. It is at the hip level, the man's hip level, and you use this hand to go towards the lady's hip. Okay, so that's how we know where lead and follow actually can work and where the connection can be formed, all right? So if you're brand new to dancing, you focus on exactly the format of this video. Learn the footwork, learn the pattern, understand the count, right? Then understand the beat value and practice that till you're sick of it, all right? And until you can't get it wrong, all right? Once you've got that, you start to then, as a couple, keep a continuous pressure between your hands, right? That's nice and comfortable. And then you practice leading it and you practice sort of following it. Boom, boom. And then you play with the rhythm, ba-ba, and you don't make it too uptight and too rigid, but you also don't want to look like you're a seedy old dancer, like, you know, just like hunching everywhere. So it's that fine line between creating your own style and understanding how the technique helps you. All right, so if these tips have been beneficial, if you've loved this video, let me know. It's been awesome having you. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all your being here. Is there anything else you would like to know about rumba, about cha-cha, about samba, about jive or paso doble? Because I've got hundreds of videos on the YouTube channel that will benefit you no matter what level you are. These videos are geared around the one-figure mastery principles around all levels of dancing, but particularly people who want to hone in on understanding the detail of one step. In the demonstrations, I show how these steps work using syllabus figures, sometimes using pretty cool figures that you haven't seen before. but it's really important that you know your basics and you master them, right? If you can understand one figure, you actually improve a lot of figures. So forget your routines, start understanding what you're doing, really take ownership of enjoying dancing because the technique sets you free, all right? It sets you free. It's been awesome having you here today. I'm gonna leave you with a last minute demonstration of just some chilled out dancing we did late on a Friday night as I normally do. Please thank Brittany for helping me out. She is doing fantastic with these and I've really enjoyed being here. Plus, I honor being here with you. I feel so grateful that you've all turned up, that you've all been with me throughout this whole process, and you know, it's been wonderful. I want to thank you as well. This is by far the best tutorial in fan of rumba I've seen on YouTube. I really love the foot cam. Yeah, let's just do one more shout out for the foot cam. What's up, foot cam, boom, boom, oh yeah, getting some feet. It was amazing, right? Anyways, thank you very much.